Hey everyone, Zafran here, and today I'm bringing you my decklist profile for Magical Musketeers. A couple of guys asked me to provide my decklist that I've been using in rank this season, so here it is. I'm gonna explain it card by card and what Magical Musketeers do. But before I do that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I try to make content for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel every week, and your support is greatly appreciated. Well, without further ado, let's get into the decklist. What are Magical Musketeers? Magical Musketeers are a set of monsters that have their effects activated when a spell or trap is played in the same column as them. It doesn't matter if it's your spells or traps or if it's your opponent's spells and traps. So you can get their effects activated also on your opponent's turn. As for the Magical Musket spells and traps, you can activate these from your hand if you control a Magical Musketeer monster. So basically all your spells and traps are indeed hand traps. Let's go card by card and explain what they do. First of all, Ash Blossoms, it's a staple in this format, and I don't think we have to spend a lot of time on this card. Magical Musketeer Casper is your first starter for the deck. It allows you to search any Magical Musketeer spell or trap, as long as you have activated a spell or trap in the same column. So it helps you extend into different spells and traps. Next, I play 2 Magical Musketeer Dark. He basically does the same thing except from the graveyard, so I'm playing only 2 copies. Magical Musketeer Kid Brave. It allows you to draw 2 cards and discard 1 card that says Magical Musket on it. It allows you to go into more cards, I guess, to draw. And it's one of the higher attack monsters you have. Next, I play 3 Magical Musketeer Starfire, the second starter you have in this deck. It allows you to special summon 1 Magical Musketeer monster from your deck. So when you activate a spell or trap in the same column, you extend an extra monster. And then you can go into your linked place. Lastly, for your monster, I'm playing 3 Dimension Shifter. This is my tech that I have been trying to play this season. It's been doing wonders for me against Desperado, DPE variant decks, Tenny, Sword Souls. But if you don't draw it in your opening hand, it's just garnets that you are stuck with. I would take the good with the bad, and I still believe that it's a good part of this deck. Next, I play 1 Raigeki, triple Upstart Goblin. Upstart Goblin in this deck is broken because you basically get 2 for 1. 1 Pot of Desires. I used to play 3, but it became an issue because I sent all my spells and traps to the graveyard. 3 Dark Ruler No More. Most of my monsters are on the low end and I need their effects to activate, so if my opponent negates my monster effects, I'm basically done for. Dark Ruler No More helps me break boards like the Sword Soul field with the Barons, DPEs, whatever Despia is playing. Next, I'm playing 2 Triple Tactic Talents. It's a spell that I can activate after my opponent Ash me or Max he or whatever hand trap he had. It also helps with the DPE because DPE can activate on my turn. I'm playing 2 Super Polymerization, mostly for the Despia matchup. All of my monsters are light, so if he has a Despia on the field, I can go into Despia and Quertus. And for the Magical Musketeer spells, I'm playing 3 Cross Domination. Cross Domination lowers my opponent's attack and defense to 0, and it negates their effects. So I can chain it to cards like Baron, I can chain it to DPE, I can chain it to whatever Soul Soul monster they have. It's one of the best spells we have access to, and we would love to see this in our opening hand every time. Next, I'm playing 3 Magical Musket Desperado. It's basically destroy one face-up card on the field. It can be a monster, it can be a spell or trap. You can destroy the field spell for the Despian before they activate its effect. You can use it against Numerons. You can use it against Eldritch. It can clear Skill Drain and other floodgates. It's a good trap, and because it's a Magical Musket spell, I can activate it from my hand. Next, one of the MVPs, I think, Magical Musket Dancing Needle. It's simple effect. Banish 3 cards from your opponent's graveyard. Well, it doesn't say opponent's graveyard, but you're gonna use it against your opponent most of the time. You can banish DPE, Dasher, you can banish the Tenny cards, You can ban Sky Striker spells so they don't get a bonus effect. It's a versatile card, but it's very effective this season. Next, I'm playing 3 Magical Musket Last Stand. It's basically a negate for spells and traps. You can negate Destiny Fusion, you can negate whatever Eldritch traps they play, you can negate Numeron spells and traps, and it's a counter trap you play from your hand, so there is nothing to lose there. I'm playing 1 Magical Musket Fiendish Deal. This card allows my monster to survive any destruction effect, so I can use it against DPE. If a DPE sees this card, he's gonna destroy this card instead of the monster, but you will save your monster for one turn. And if it's destroyed, you can add a Magical Musket to your hand. And lastly, I'm playing 1 Magical Musket Crooked Crown. It allows me to special summon 1 Magical Musketeer from my hand once per turn. This is just an extender. If they ash one of my monsters or try to destroy it, I can chain this card from my hand and get 1 monster on the field. This card helped me dodge some Baron effects and Sword Soul Xinjiao. As for the extra deck, I'm playing 5 Super Polymerization targets. Mud Dragon with the Swamp, it can be used against Thunders, it can be used against any dark deck that summons DPE. I've used it against Sword Soul because they had Baron on the field and summoned their Wind Worm monster. I forgot its name. Next, I'm playing El Shadow Construct. This is for the Shadow invoked matchup. I can, because it says 1 Shadow monster and 1 light monster. All of my deck are light monsters. I can use it to fuse one of my monsters with Winda and get a construct for myself. Next, I'm playing 1 Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. It's a staple for any Super Poly deck. Next, I'm playing 2 Despia cards, Despia Quiritus and Despia Proskinian. Proskinian is just an extra card that I'm playing because if they have 1 Despia, DPE, and I have 1 monster, I can just go into this guy and win the game. Next, I'm playing number 47 Nightmare Shark. This is only here because I want to play Divine Arsenal Zeus. I can make it with my level 3 monsters. Next, Magical Musketeer Max. I'm playing 2 copies of this card. This is an amazing card that I wish I had space to play a 3rd one. Basically, if I summon this card, I can add to my hand spells and traps up to the number of monsters my opponent has, or I can special summon monsters to my field up to the number of spells and traps on my opponent's back row. So it's a gain no matter what. Next, I'm playing 1 Nightmare Phoenix, Ep Masquerina, Nightmare Unicorn. These are just staples for any deck that plays Lynx. For my rank 4s, I'm playing Appaloosa and Axis Code Talker. I barely went to these, even though I can have a lot of monsters on the field. I would rather keep their effects. And lastly, 1 Underworld Goddess. I played this card once in these games, but it helped. I got rid of 1 big monster, and I won that game because he just surrendered once he saw Goddess. So that's what I've been running so far. I have made a couple of changes since I made my last video. I tried Max C, I tried Triple Pot of Desire, I tried Tides of Brethren. This is what I found to be most effective in the current format, but all of these options are viable. If you don't want to run Dimension Shifter, you can switch that with Max C. If you don't have Dark Ruler no more, you can switch that with Forbidden Droplets. Everything is interchangeable based on what you want. I think the monster lineup is set in stone except for the hand traps. The spells, you can switch that to your preference. And that's all I have to say. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.